You may have heard about iBuying or are even considering that as an option right now. So what is it and how did this come to be? iBuying emerged as one of the revolutionary technology in the real estate industry. iBuyer companies received tons of funding and were celebrated widely in the media for many years. But now with the latest market downturn, iBuyer programs are shuttering and selling off their inventory at massive discounts and some of the biggest real estate failures of all time. So what went wrong with this business model? Hi, Spencer Su here, tech realtor to the Bay Area. Before I get into the history of iBuying and why it has been struggling, like this video, subscribe to the channel as we release new videos with tons of value added multiple times a week. So many of you are watching are not subscribed. So stop it for a second, subscribe, and then let's resume. So what is the history of iBuying? The I in iBuying stands for instant. iBuying is data and algorithms applied to real estate buying is how they pitched it. In a 2021 article, the New York Times called iBuying essentially institutional house flippers, companies that use algorithms to estimate a home's value and then buy it directly from the owner for cash. iBuyers as a whole offer less money to purchase homes and charge sellers a higher fee. However, in exchange, the value proposition was they're going to remove the anxiety surrounding home transactions through faster transactions, no extended escrow periods, and not having to deal with the hassles of staging, open houses, or even dealing with an agent. iBuyers will then list their home like a realtor would on the local MLS and on their website. They can decide to list their recently purchased homes right away, or they may choose to first fix them up before selling them. Now, while iBuying never commanded the market in terms of market share, it did play a significant role in many major mid-market metro areas, making up actually around 10% of the transaction volume at the best of times in places like Phoenix, Tucson, and plenty of other cities in North Carolina. But how did we get here? What were the promises of this new type of real estate purchasing? What heights has it reached, and where is it at now? The first large iBuyer program was started by Opendoor in 2014. They promised to revolutionize the real estate industry as the first company to use software and big data to compare the features of hundreds or thousands of homes across a market before determining a fair price for that home and then making an automated offer. This new approach was very interesting, and some would even say this new industry threatened the traditional real estate brokerage model that I do today. They claim to bring efficiency in the real estate market. What's interesting is that Opendoor posted its first profitable quarter in Q1 of 2022 at $28 million with a $5.2 billion in total revenue. 8 years later, on the heels of a net loss of $270 million in Q1 of 2021. Now, this may seem good, which it was at that time, but the difference now is they posted a loss of nearly $1 billion in Q3 of 2022 while purchasing 45% fewer homes year over year. Were they just trying to help with the numbers so that Wall Street was happy? Or did it actually have much bigger problems that were in their books down the road? What about the rest of the industry? Who's still and who's out? Because when Opendoor was doing very well, other companies, especially the big ones that you know, also try to get in. So let's talk about that. Let's look at Zillow. Zillow shut down the doors of Zillow offers in 2021 after just 2 years and hundreds of millions of dollars in losses, laying off nearly 25% of its workforce as a result. With the CEO saying at that time, continue to scale Zillow offers would result in too much earnings and balance sheet volatility. In many ways, Zillow's exit may have helped others in the iBuying industry, but also showed like it wasn't as big as it could be. Another big player was Redfin now. But after a volatile period exacerbated by the new market conditions of this year, Redfin ended the program in November of 2022 and laid off the staff involved with it, which is about 13% of its total workforce. The company is in the process of selling off its $350 million in inventory at a discounted price over the next few quarters. So be on the lookout for that if you're in the market that has those opportunities. So what does this mean then for iBuying? Will it weather the market changes? Will the inherent volatility of holding hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate during a downturn cause these companies to close? Will they file bankruptcy? Or are this going to still be a viable solution for the long haul? Will the future of real estate really be changed? Has it already? So here are my thoughts. iBuying isn't actually anything unique. What's unique about it is their ability to try to do this at a massive level and a massive scale. There is always a need for people that are distressed, right? They need the money right away. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they just don't have an unpleasant experience with realtors. There are many reasons why somebody may try to look into that. But once they look into that, they may see, wow, it's really not that good and I'm giving a lot of my money away. This is why the market share is extremely small when it comes to these types of solutions. When these companies got greedy though, and were overbidding on homes because they need to do X amount of volume, those were some amazing times for those sellers to sell because you're selling above market. But now that the market is going downwards, these iBuyers are anticipating that, so that the offers that they provide will be even a lower discount than ever before, because they're going to account that we're in a downward trajectory. So the reality is, if you're then a seller wanting to sell at a bigger discount than before, I think it's going to be a really rough year for 2023 for these iBuyers, and I'm not sure how many will stay around or what the sizes of these companies are. The other thing I'll bring up is this solution of house flipping is not new. They just have been doing it at a much smaller scale because individual house flippers like yourself potentially, or someone like me, or any others that are in your local market, they require a bigger margin, and they don't have this huge amount of capital that they have to do transactions with. So if you don't have this burning hole, which is the money that they're borrowing against to do these deals, you don't have the pressures of Wall Street saying, why are you not making more money? You can see why they had to go through so many problems. If you're forced to buy homes, you're not going to be able to buy homes at a discount all the time. If you're an individual mom and pop or a smaller firm, you're able to have the option to accept it or reject it. And that's where the whole industry fell apart. What do you think? Will iBuying programs make it through this market downturn? Will their influence in the market grow during the next real estate upcycle? And how do you think this will affect traditional real estate like the industry I'm at, if at all? Nevertheless, in any case, whether you plan to go to the iBuyer route or not, make sure you consult with a trusted real estate agent first who can guide you through the process of buying or selling a home, and also understand, is it a good opportunity? In the peak of those days, it was a fantastic solution to sell it to the iBuyer because they were paying stupid amounts. That's why they're underwater for so many of their deals. Nevertheless, for now, more than ever, it's important to understand how do you properly market your home, work with a top producing realtor that is in your best interest to help you with your moves. Call or text us at 408-547-4590 to schedule a no obligation consultation. I'm a seasoned buyer and seller representative, and our team has helped over 150 families in the real estate market in the last 2 years. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.